everyone, and welcome to another royal reading here at MadWorldTarot. Sorry for my absence yesterday. I was driving, I was on the road all day, didn't have the energy for tarot by the time I finally got home. But today I'm refreshed, I'm back at it. And of course, the year ahead reading, I've been waiting to do this one because it's the Princess of Wales' birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday to the Princess of Wales. I hope it's a much better birthday, this one, than last year. This time last year, of course, she was having a serious health crisis, didn't realize yet that there was cancer around, and of course led to a tumultuous year for the royal family and for her family. And today, hoping that we're going to get much better energy. And so year ahead reading coming up for the Princess of Wales, using the Light Seers Tarot, our usual 12 card reading, and let's just see what's going on. And we will be asking about health, we will be asking about royal tours. The expectation has already been dialed down. Don't expect her out and about on royal tours, maybe briefly. So that's all been dialed right back already by Rebecca English. And so very, very slowly coming back into working life, which of course is causing some disgruntlement in certain spheres in Montecito. And when I say Montecito, I know the fire isn't there, but anyone's been affected by the terrible fires in Los Angeles, thoughts with you are absolutely devastating by what I have seen so far. But anyway, Princess of Wales, we'll be asking about Montecito. Her sister-in-law will be asking about her health, her dealing with change and things like that, her prospects of being queen looming. We'll be asking about that, children, as the Six of Cups pops out, all the usual stuff, but with the focus, of course, I tweak everything a little bit when I do these readings, tweaked into very specific circumstances that the Princess of Wales is facing. And the Princess of here at home has just arrived. Fluffy has just shown up. It's amazing how she shows up. And let's remind you, it's tarot, it's for fun and entertainment. It's all my opinion, all speculation. Just read energy here. And of course, there is a disclaimer in the box below and a Fluffy in the room. And we'll just have to jump up for her food by herself. She can manage perfectly well. And rejoicing in being a dog-free home again, that's for sure. I'm getting little bites and scratches to tell me off. So if you see bites and scratches on my wrinkled old hands, you know why. It's Fluffy. Okay. Princess of Wales, year ahead, birthday combo, year ahead reading. See what's going on for her. And there we go, sort of. And okay, that's a lovely card. I'm so relieved to see that, I can't tell you. That's our signifier for her year ahead. It's the Star card. The Star card is the card of healing, hope, faith, life's purpose, all of those things. There she is. Lovely, lovely card for a general energy for the year ahead, her signifier for the year ahead. It couldn't be better. It could not be better. So I'm inclined to close the reading now and say, there you go. That's her year ahead. And I'm being looked at forlornly by Fluffy. Do I really have to jump? Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Come on now. There you go. Okay. And public profile, Page of Swords. That's the face she's presenting to the world and also how she's seen. And first house, of course, 12 cards based on the 12 houses of the zodiac. The Page of Swords is cautious energy. She's not going to come charging back, not until she's good and ready. That's doing research, preparing herself, being strategic, being very cautious, very self-protective. I think she's going to spend a lot of time behind the scenes doing working on projects, things that she feels are important, that need her time and energy, the time and energy she can give to work, of course, first and foremost, time and energy to her family. Understandable, completely understandable. So cautious. It's just giving me cautious energy. And see her when you see her. You won't see her when she doesn't want to be seen. That is for sure. She's not going to push herself. And that's good. Second house is about money. It's about value, the things that are valuable to you. It's also about self-worth. And that's where I'm reaching into in this reading. I just want to know, what have we got? Have we got the Knight of Pentacles? And it's in reverse. And when we're talking about value and self-worth and those kinds of things, it's interesting that the Knight of Pentacles has come out in reverse. She's changing focus. She's changing focus from being dutiful. It's a very dutiful card, the Knight of Pentacles. It's a reliable knight. It's the one who's slow but steady. It's just making sure that you're on the right track and you're doing the right things and you show up for the right things. She was that. She's not going to be that anymore. She's going to do things differently. I've had that sense from her for a long time, for much longer than when her illness struck. And I think the illness sort of precipitated this, that she possibly couldn't find a way to express herself. And then the illness came along. That's my kind of Louise Hay kind of thing. Very... but woo-woo. But illnesses do manifest in situations like that. She's not going to be doing that anymore. She's going to be almost like going off on a different track with that Knight of Pentacles. Don't expect me to be the person that I was. The quiet, dutiful, repressed, overcautious, self-critical person. I'm getting that's being re-examined. She's not ready to burst out, unfurl wings, do whatever. She's having a think. It's very introspective energy for me, that Knight of Pentacles. I'm reading it quite differently to how I would normally read it. But as I said, this is very much focused on Catherine and her energy and her needs and her circumstances. So we might get some differences in the way I read cards in this reading, and that certainly, that Knight of Pentacles in reverse is there. And I have to say, I know he has no reason to show up in this reading. It is kind of Harry energy. Well, it is actually Harry energy, Knight of Pentacles in reverse. It's got something to do with him as well. The way he has behaved, the way he has been, that energy in reverse has had some impact on her, and how she sees herself and how she judges herself. And why should I be the good one when that is going on and tolerated and allowed? I'm getting that kind of internal dialogue, and I'm sure it's more than internal dialogue. I'm sure it has been articulated, and that's very interesting. It's this rebellious energy in there. As I say, I'm reading that card quite differently to the way I normally read it. Third house, third card, siblings. I'm putting sister-in-law in there, and what's going on with sister-in-law. Sister-in-law caused big trouble last year. Ooh, Judgment. That's an interesting card, because it's a card of forgiveness, and sometimes for your own healing, star, you have to forgive. And that doesn't mean that you have to let that person in to your life again. People sometimes mistake forgiveness for sort of rolling over and surrendering and saying, oh, well, come and trample all over me again. That's not what forgiveness is. Forgiveness, in my book, is letting go of the idea of punishment, consequences, and just erasing that kind of energy. And I think she's working hard on that with that Judgment card of, I'm letting it go. I'm dissolving that energy and just wishing it away. It's surrendering to a higher power, that Judgment card. The higher power will judge. The higher power sees all and will deal with the situation. It's not, no, vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. There we go. Okay, so let's move on to home, life at home. How's that? And we've got the Ace of Swords in reverse. And it just tells me quite simply that she spent the last year confined. Eight of Swords, and it's in the reverse, so she's no longer feeling confined. And of course, the team, you know who, has got their own notions about how Catherine spent the last year and what's been going on. There have been rumours that she had moved back in with mom and dad due to marital problems and things like that. It wouldn't surprise me in the slightest if she didn't move back with mom and dad at some point for some care. I've had that situation right close to home, my own little world, where it was needed. Some care like that in a very serious health situation. So it's perfectly understandable if that did happen. It's been completely misrepresented and misunderstood by those particular people on that particular team. But it's just telling me that she feels now more confident that she can actually go out and explore her surroundings. I think she was really afraid because it's a card of fear, the Eight of Swords, of mental kind of imprisonment by your own fears, your own, not surprising given the diagnosis, given the situation. So the sense that she's finally can relax, she can finally move more freely around, and whatever was making her feel constrained, if there was physical reasons for her having to stay very close to home or not be seen in public, we don't want to speculate about what those might be. She's going to enjoy fresh air and out and about and just getting back into her normal routines. So nothing sinister in that energy. I need to repeat that because it's quite a tricky card, the Eight of Swords in reverse, not nearly so tricky. It's just giving me that idea of I can breathe again, I can go out, I don't have to worry when I'm out. So let's look at children. They've got big decisions coming up about schooling and things like that. Rumour has it Marlborough's got the nod. So let's see what's going on with the children. They've been through a rough year as well. How's that? Justice. It's just a fairness and balance, calmness returning to the home. That Justice card tells me that things are evened out, more balanced in their life. Their lives, of course, got turned upside down. Poor old William was landed with all the dad duties and the mom duties and trying to deal with everything he had to deal with. It must have been quite frantic at some moments in their little world, small world, because they live in Adelaide Cottage. It's not a vast mansion, it's not palatial like Royal Lodge, like Prince Andrew. So he was hands-on dad, and it must have been overwhelming for him. I'm just getting the sense that for them things just calmed down. I'm getting quite emotional when I say that. Just mom and dad sharing duties again back evenly and equally, and them all having time and space as well, because it's about equality, them all having their own time, space, to be seen, to be heard, to get access to mom and dad, and it's all evening out better. There's a lot that's much better in this reading. Very cautious and a lot of thinking and wondering still in this energy, but getting better. The critical card here is the health card. Where are we in the health situation? Going forward, we still got Seven of Swords, and I don't like to see that at all. It is a card of illness, the Seven of Swords. Don't like to see that energy there. A very troubling card for me. It could be that it's more of a fear of illness that is hovering, that it could be busy internally without, and I hate saying that, but I'm in her energy, and that's a difficult card. It's an unpleasant card, that there's going to be a lingering concern, and it's perfectly natural in her circumstances to wonder and to worry, and that will be ongoing for some time. at least to come. So there is that. It is worrying. We have that beautiful card as our signifier, though, the card of healing and hope and faith and all of that. So that is a much more powerful card. That trumps that card. But that's her mindset, I think. And I think we'll just stay with that interpretation. Things on the marriage front with Prince William. How's that going? 9 of Cups. Very happy. Very, very happy. They're in celebration mood. There could be things like trips away on their own together, romantic breaks, just them. Kids are old enough, don't need mom and dad around all the time. Got very good grandparents in position to take over. That's just giving me, let's go to the Seychelles or let's go to somewhere in the Caribbean and have a wonderful time together. Very indulgent, very romantic, very pleasant, really focusing on those kinds of energies rather than the trauma that they've been going through. So that's a lovely energy. It's a very nice energy. Just observing the fact that the 9 of Cups can mean pregnancy. I don't think we're going down that road. Absolutely not, but just observing it. 8th house, tricky house, change, mortality, transformation, all of those quite weird energies. What do we have here? We've got the 7 of Cups. She's really thinking about things. She's thinking about her life differently. I know that because I know that energy over here is telling me this. It's 7 of Cups is about possibilities and potentials, and not going to be the same old, not going to do the same thing. It's still giving me cautious energy. Sometimes the 7 of Cups can be quite radical. If I'm reading on Megan, for instance, and I get the 7 of Cups, I get the vision board and I get the manifestation and the Delulu energy. This is much more grounded. She is earth sign. She is much more grounded. This is on the beach holiday. How am I going to live my life now? I could do this, I could do that, I could go here, I could whatever. There are some strange characters in the royal family sort of pantheon. I'm thinking of Prince Philip's mother, for instance, who went off and lived quite an extraordinary life after intense provocation. And I'm getting her thinking things like that. And everyone goes through this, well, not everyone, but many people go through this early 40s. You have that, really? Is this my life? Should I go and live in an ashram? It's that kind of mindset. I'm not saying that she's going to go and live in an ashram, but she's certainly thinking way out the box now. So let's look at international aspects in her life. I was thinking international tours. As I said, we've been warned not to expect too much. So the squaddies have been dancing up and down saying, see, you need Princess, the Queen, Meghan herself, to be doing these royal tours because lazy, waity Katie can't get around to doing it. What's going to happen with her in doing tours? Are we going to see her? And that dress is very reminiscent of a dress she wore, I think, when she was in Jamaica. Was it not? That ill-fated tour, because, of course, you know who got everyone, allegedly, got everyone dancing up and down for all the wrong reasons. But that's a very public, it's very successful. She's going to make a big splash when she does do it. She's going to be very cautious about it. It's not every month, let's go and do a tour somewhere. It's going to be strategic, but when she is out and about, it's going to break the internet, put it that way, with the world. It's going to be very successful. It's going to be very high profile. I don't know where it's going to be. I'm not getting any particular vibe there of where, because I got distracted with the Caribbean. But yeah, something there, something positive there. Princess of Walesing and future queening up there, 10th house. How's that going for her? The potential of all of that. Future queening. It's the devil in reverse. Doesn't want it. Views it as something that's pretty toxic, pretty unpleasant. But it's in reverse. So I think she's trying not to think about it. She's trying not to get too fixated on it and what it's going to mean for her life. She's obviously observed, toll that it's taken on people and expectations and things like that. So I think that she's trying to make it less difficult for herself than it could potentially be, less constricting, less of a almost like a bondage. She's just escaped down here, Eight of Swords in reverse, and there is this notion of, I don't want to be trapped, I don't want to be stuck in something that I see as terribly difficult and limiting, and possibly comes with connotations she's not particularly happy about right now. She's got to figure that out. Devil, of course, is Capricorn energy. So when we take away the devil aspect of the devil and we just sit with Capricorn energy, and we are in Capricorn season, her birthday tomorrow, the devil Capricorn is the duty that Capricorn is very good at, building its materialism. That's why it's the devil. Capricorn builds the material world. And it's in reverse. This is the rebelliousness that I'm sensing in her that hasn't quite found expression yet. She's working on it. She's thinking about it. We see it in her kind of boho dresses that she wears and things like that. It's bubbling away in there. It's not negative. It's not negative at all. She's liberating herself. And Capricorns are very good at liberating themselves when they feel like it. I mean, there's been some very unconventional Capricorns in our celebrity culture, musicians, things like that. So on to dreams, friends, things that she gives high value to in her life in terms of what she believes. And I've got Page of Cups. It's children. It's still that early years thing. I think she still feels very strongly about that, maybe even more strongly about it now that she's gone through what she's gone through. Hence, we've got this researchy and busy work behind the scenes kind of thing. Still the children, still the early years, still all of that. It's what she's passionate about. So that doesn't seem to have changed. I do think, though, as well, with that Page of Cups, she's maybe just wanting to spend more time, make more connections with people that are more relaxed, more fun. Just getting that feeling there in that Page of Cups. So 12th house is hidden, is things we don't know, we can't see. This the unconscious, the subconscious rather. What is going on there? We've got the Five of Pentacles. She's still very burdened by what has happened. It's a very sad card, that Five of Pentacles. That's her true in her heart of hearts state of mind. That Five of Pentacles. And there's lots in that Five of Pentacles to unpack. It is a card of ill health, very much, the Five of Pentacles. So we have two signifiers of ill health here, that she's still feeling very fragile, very. And that's why we got that Rebecca English article a few days ago saying don't expect to see her going on long overseas tours and opening, an envelope here, there and everywhere. That's not going to happen. She's still not fully healed. And to me, it's more of a mental thing than a physical thing. And long may it stay that way. But it's also the energy of being outcast, abandoned, alone. And that feeling, I think, she's always had in the royal family, despite the fact that she comes from a very strong family herself. They rally around her, always there to support her. I think it's just what the royal family does to the married-ins is makes them feel unwelcome, lesser, especially middle-class girl like her was made to feel it, I think. However, wittingly or unwittingly. And she's still feeling it. She still feels unworthy. And that's why we have this Knight of Pentacles down there. I did everything. I allowed myself to be used as the peacemaker, as the one that had to forgive all the time. and go to Wimbledon with you know who twice and forgive all the terrible things that happened to me, and I'm not standing for it anymore. I get this energy often with her, hence illness, in my opinion. And so that rankles still, that sits in her soul still. It really does. Okay, so some interesting cards in here. We love this card. We want to focus on this card and wish her a very happy birthday and a year ahead of health and healing and happiness.